Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. It's Ella, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys through basically how I do my Bible study and how I have grown in my faith. If you guys know, I post about my Bible study a ton, whether it's in my YouTube videos, my TikTok videos, on my Instagram stories, literally everywhere. But with posting all about my Bible study, I have had so many people comment asking for a video of me explaining how I do my Bible study. So I decided in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys through how I do my Bible study and just kind of how I have grown over time in my faith. And throughout the video, I will give you guys some advice and some tips on just some stuff that I've learned as I've grown in my faith. And I just want to preface this video by saying I am no professional. You guys do not have to take my advice on any of this, but I have just had a lot of people request a video like this, so I figured today I will bring you guys through how I do my Bible study and everything that I've learned. I am just going to start off with my Bible. As you guys can see, I have a bunch of tabs in this, and if you've watched my content before, you have seen this Bible probably in a lot of my videos. This is the Revised Standard Version, the Second Catholic Edition. All the time, depending on the Bible that you're reading, it will be a little bit different. But from what I've learned doing Bible study with my friends, there are parts of the Bible that are a little switched up depending on the version that you have. Personally, I do not know that much about the different kinds of Bibles, but depending on what you want to read about, you can research and definitely find the right Bible for you. Before I fully get into my physical Bible, I do want to talk a little bit about the Bible app. You guys have probably also heard me talk about this, but if you are completely new to Bible study or just faith in general, this would probably be one of my biggest tips. If you just search up on the App Store the Bible app, this will pop up. When I first started growing in my faith, this was one of my favorite tools to have. It's super easy and right on your phone. It has an entire Bible in here, and they also have lots of different versions of the Bible. So if you go and research what Bible that you want to look into, you can select it on here without actually having to go out and buy a Bible. This app makes it super easy, and you can highlight anywhere that you want, you can mark it, you can write stuff about it, whatever you want to do. And also every single day they have a verse of the day. So they have the verse of the day, and you can just tap through. And then they also always include a little video, and that'll be explaining basically just about the verse of the day. Along with that, they have the guided scripture and a guided prayer. This is super great for beginners. Personally, when I started out, this was one of my favorite tools. Along with this, they also have a bunch of different plans. So say there's a certain thing in your life that you're struggling with and you really want to turn towards God to help you with that. You're really new to your faith and you don't really quite know where to start. This is definitely a great place that you can look. You can search up whatever you want in the guided plans, and I'm sure something will pop up. Personally, I've done quite a few plans on the app, and I absolutely love them. They're super easy to follow, and you can even set daily reminders so that you don't forget. They're also all different lengths. You can have some that'll be 5 days long, or you could have ones that could be for an entire month. It's seriously so easy, so if I were you, I would definitely go run and go download the Bible app, because seriously, it is such a big help. But moving on, we are going to move to my physical Bible. Here's what my Bible looks like. This is just the cover that it's come on. I've seen so many cute pictures on Pinterest of different Bible covers that you can put on them. I'm definitely interested in getting one of those, but so far I have not. My goal for the year is to read the entire Bible from front to back. Right now, I am in job period of time where I went, honestly, probably a couple weeks without really reading my Bible at all. But throughout the summer, I have really gotten a lot more into it. Like you guys can literally see on this page, I have so many things highlighted and stuff written, whether it's right in the book or on these clear sticky notes. These are the clear sticky notes that I like to use. I literally just got a huge pack of them on Amazon, and it's really nice because I can still write, but you can just lift it up easily and even still see all the text behind it. But this page actually does give you guys a really good example of how I do my Bible study. Basically, I will just flip to wherever and I will just, read a passage, and then whatever sticks out to me, I will highlight. So that might be really difficult to quite understand, but a lot of the times there will be certain parts of the scripture that I'm reading that will just stick out to me. So I will always highlight those. This little Bible color key that I made up for myself to make it easier to know what I want to highlight with. If you guys can kind of see, I have a bunch of different stuff highlighted, and then I have a tab at the end that matches that color. All those tabs and all those highlights correspond to my color key. So let's say I wanted to look at something that fights or is about sin, I can flip to whatever pink tabs are in here, and it will bring me to a pink highlight so that I can look at something about fighting or just about sin. This way has personally worked for me. I've seen lots of people do it different ways, but this is personally what I like. So I'll read through, and then I will highlight, I will write anything. So for this one, for this verse, I wrote, "Everyone sins and falls short of God. Repent with all your mind and heart." That could basically just be summarizing whatever I just highlighted, whether that be a verse or even just a whole paragraph. It really just depends on what I'm reading. At certain times, I will just re-quote stuff from whatever I highlighted that really sticks out. So for this example, I put "My God, I called," which was just part of a verse that I had highlighted, which that stuck out to me a lot, so I highlighted that. And I rewrote it so that it's even easier for me to look back on. Obviously, some of my pages look like this, but then there's also going to be pages that are completely empty. For example, I've never read this page at all before. It just hasn't been something I've gotten to quite yet. As you can see, this page I highlighted and wrote about a ton, but here even, I just didn't write a ton. Personally, I'm still really new to my Bible study. I got this Bible probably about a year ago. And for, I will say, a good few months, I was really intimidated because I didn't quite know where to start. My biggest tip is to just start. You can find so many great videos, whether that's on TikTok, on YouTube, of people that will literally just like show you how to start Bible study. The video is more of just how I do it, but if you really want to look into videos that are just how to start, there's so many out there, so definitely look into it. Which that also kind of leads me into my first tip that I have for beginners. One big thing that helped me personally grow in my faith was connecting with my friends and doing Bible study with my friends. Personally, if you guys know my friend Charlotte, she is in a ton of my videos. Both of us have grown in our faith so much together. We've gone and done Bible study together. We do Bible study at our sleepovers. We just talk about our faith all the time. And it's really great because it's just such an open conversation with her. Obviously, that can also be an intimidating conversation to have with your friends. If you don't know where they stand on religion, that can be difficult. But honestly, I would just ask because you never really know what somebody might say. One of the books that I read that wasn't my Bible that helped me grow in my faith when I was first starting out was this book called Time for God. This is by, I actually don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name, but that is what it looks like. I read this entire book in, I want to say, like a week. It is honestly, it's a shorter book. It's around 100 pages long, but it touches on some really, really great stuff. I read this book. I did kind of do the same exact thing that I do with my Bible study, and I created a little key with just what the colors and stuff meant. So I have prayers, questions, things I've learned, things I want to look back on, and also Bible verses in here. So I have lots of different highlights. So for example, one of the questions was, what does it mean by to give oneself to God? One must leave its own self behind. Or for example, I have this whole highlight here, and it's basically just like steps to mental prayer. One of the things I struggled with most when I was starting out growing in my faith was how to fully connect with God, especially in prayer. Another book that I have that's helped me with this is Ask Him. These are simple words to jumpstart your conversation with God. Basically, in this book, there's like, I mean, it's over 200 different ways that you can kind of jumpstart prayer with God. Obviously, prayer doesn't always come easy, and as you grow in your faith, it does become easier. But I personally really, really like this book. This is by Jane Trufant. I don't even know. So, if you guys are interested in this, definitely look into this. I will link everything in my storefront. I will link all of the stuff that I'm using in my Amazon storefront. I will link the Amazon storefront below so you guys can check out any of this stuff if you are interested. But in this book, let's just jump to a random page. This is number 148. It says, ask him to be your biggest advocator and encourager when you genuinely act with the most honorable intentions, but still somehow manage to create a monumental disaster. So you can basically just pray that, and you can also continue on with whatever you want. That be stuff that you're struggling with in your life, whether you want to pray for somebody else, whatever it is. But this is definitely a really good way to start off. I don't always use this book when I'm doing my prayers, but it is something that I really like. I always like to start my day with God and also end my day with God. So I'll start my day off usually doing my little daily Bible verse in the Bible app. And then every night, the last thing that I do before I go to bed is do a nightly prayer. This has worked, personally, this has worked really, really well for me because I am a routine kind of person. The routine that I stick, especially during the school year, I have a very, very strict routine that I stick to, and it just personally works for me. So that is definitely something that I would try if you were struggling with trying to include prayer in your daily routine. I will try and wrap up this video for you guys, but the one last thing that I want to touch on with my Bible study is also these two journals that I will use with my Bible study. This is one that I actually made in school. This is my Bible study journal, and it literally has my name on it. If you guys didn't know, I go to vocational school, so when I went through Exploratory, one of the shops that I went through, I got to make this little journal in. In here is basically space for a verse, the meaning, and then any other notes that I want to write on this. When I'm doing my Bible study, if I have a specific verse that really sticks out to me that I want to write more on, but I don't want to write it all in my Bible, I will write it out in this book. This also makes it really, really easy to look back on. So for example, the verse in here is Exodus 15:2. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. I really like that. that is definitely one of my favorite verses, and so I had that written out in here. And then for the meaning section of that verse, I put, the Lord is what gets me through tough times. He is my strength. And then for the notes, I said, you can get through tough times with the Lord. The Lord is my strength, even when I feel weak. And even when I feel weak, He is still there and He is strong. So that just kind of gives you guys an example about how I write verses out in my Bible study notebook. Then I will also have this journal. This I use a lot of the time for brain dumps, but I have also written in here about Bible study. If I just want to touch on a little bit more, I will always do brain dumps at the end of the night. That is also when I do my Bible study a lot of the time and when I do my nightly prayer. So a lot of the time I will also include stuff from my Bible study in my brain dump journal. But alright, you guys, I feel like that pretty much wraps up everything. I don't know 100% if it really does, but I hope that this helped anyone who was wondering how I do my Bible study. I've gotten so many questions on it, whether it's from YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is. I will also say, if you guys are interested more in my Bible study, please let me know and go follow my Instagram. I will put it right here, and it is also always linked down in the description of my videos. I post my Bible study on there pretty much every single day. I will just take pictures of whatever I read that day and post it onto my Instagram story for anybody who wants to look at that. So if you guys are interested, definitely go check out my Instagram because I do post on there about my Bible study all the time. But that is going to be pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any more questions about how I've grown in my faith, about how I do my Bible study, literally about anything, please comment them down below. I pretty much always respond to all of my comments. If I don't, I always try to. So comment down below any questions that you guys might have. But that is going to be all. If you guys stay to the end of the video, comment the cross emoji, because today was all about Bible study. I hope that you guys enjoyed coming along for this, and I hope that this helped anyone who was kind of wondering how to start a Bible study and ways to grow in their faith. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe and come along for all the rest of not only my summer content, but also my back to school content. I'm going to be a sophomore this year, and back to school stuff is right around the corner, so stay tuned. I have so much exciting stuff planned. So don't forget to go subscribe and also go follow all my other socials. I post anywhere from 1 to 4 times a day on all of my social media platforms, so go check them out. I will link them down below, I always do. And I will link all of the stuff that I have from this video in my Amazon storefront, and that will also be linked down below. So definitely go check that out if you guys are curious. That is going to be all for today's video. Bye, guys.